Sunrise in the South China Sea. We're entering some of the world's most hotly contested waters. We're heading towards a Philippine-controlled reef, but between us and it is the Chinese Coast Guard.
Chinese Coast Guard is coming.
Coming here?
Yeah, and they're running.
How far are they away from?
Probably 1.5 nautical mile. They're coming.
They've tried to stop other boats getting through here before.
The Chinese Coast Guard ships turned around.
But we're making a run for it through the shallow waters. This is what we're trying to reach. It looks like a ghost ship, but this is an armed Philippine military position on this most remote of front lines.
Philippine Navy, or the Sierra Madre. This is a Philippine vessel. Please come in.
Some of the Marines set out towards us. In minutes, they're scaling up the sides.
How are you?
It turns out they're critically low on drinking water. Down to their last 100 litres. It's been 4 months since their last resupply. Well, if you needed an illustration of the disparity of forces here, this is pretty much it. Alongside us, the rusting hulk of an outpost of the Sierra Madre, the deliberately grounded Philippines ship. It's manned by a small contingent of Marines, and this is where they are making their stand, determined to defend this reef. But all the while, circling them, just a very short distance away, a state-of-the-art Chinese Coast Guard cutter. The Sierra Madre served as a US tank carrier in the Second World War. She was run aground here by the Philippines in 1999 to guard their claim. But up close, her bow is splitting apart, crabs scuttling between the gaps. Still, the Marines told me they'll defend this ship and what it stands for. If it comes to it, they're prepared to lay down their lives in this cause.
If the day will come, ma'am, it's our territory. It's Philippine territory, ma'am. We do whatever it costs.
But this is more than a local standoff. The Philippines is allied to the United States. They've been carrying out what they call freedom of navigation patrols in the region. China, for its part, claims all this as its sovereign territory. This is a contest between two of the world's great powers. Our captain is frightened to go near the Chinese areas. He says the seas are no longer free.
We go to there, they said that is China territory. Leave from this is the China territory. And we cannot enter.
Getting around out here takes long days and even longer nights. Finally, up ahead, the disputed island of Pagasa. In the Philippines, it means hope. The waters here are very shallow, far too shallow for our boat to come into, so we're having to do this last leg by these small, narrow boats. It's still not entirely clear whether we're going to be allowed to come ashore. We're told that the Philippines Army personnel who are manning defences on this island may not be prepared to let us land because tensions in the region are so high at this time. It looks idyllic, but this is also a military base.
Hey, no documenting yet.
Okay.
Still awaiting for the approval of higher headquarters.
We're not allowed to film their defences, but what we can show you is this. Across the water, from 13 kilometres away, Sky News captured these images of China's Subi Reef. China says it's building lighthouses out here, and it is, but it's building a lot more alongside. A gleaming city rising out of the sea, what looks like a vast fortification going up. One of the officers watching from the Philippines side said it feels like a knife at their throat. As the sun went down, the lights on Subi Reef came up. Whatever they're doing over there, they're doing it 24 hours a day. And it's going on at pace. In 2012, Subi Reef was almost entirely submerged. By September last year, it looked like this. Now, it has its own more than 3,000-metre runway, long enough to land any Chinese military plane.
There he goes.
The next morning, over their base, a Philippine military transport coming in to land. What's going on out here is a multinational power struggle involving several countries' armed forces. It's just you don't normally see it. All this is happening right out in the middle of the sea, for the most part out of sight of the rest of the world. Katie Stallard, Sky News in the South China Sea.